Hey Smauglings, what is happening? This is going to be a pickups video for some Blu-rays that I got recently. So I'm going to do that for this video, so it's going to be a nice little casual video. I'm also doing the review for The Last of Us Season 1. That is in progress, I'm working on that at the minute. I've got the notes there. It's a little bit of a task trying to film it, getting my thoughts in order and trying to do it justice, because I actually love The Last of Us. I want to make sure it's as good as it can possibly be, so I'm going to be doing that. But I thought I'd do a nice little video where we're going to be doing a pickups video for the Blu-rays that I got recently. So we got the Blu-rays here, so I'm going to go through the first one here, and I think the first one's going to be the Daniel Craig Bond films. So these are the films that star Daniel Craig as James Bond, and it's Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre. We've got the slipcase here, and inside we've got the digital copies with the codes on them. So I don't want to show those, but we got the discs here of all the films. Yeah, it's just all the films that star Daniel Craig as James Bond, and I am a big Bond fan, so absolutely love that. I'm very happy to have that. Put that in the old slipcase there. If I can get it in. God damn, these slipcases are very snug. Jesus Christ. They are very snug. There we go. Right, we got that there. That is the James Bond Daniel Craig collection right there. What's the next one I want to go through? I think I'm going to save that one for last, I think. I will go to the next one, which is Dark Water. This is Hideo Nakata's Dark Water. Hideo Nakata, the director of the original Ringu. So, this is his follow-up film, I believe, which is Dark Water. He might have done a film in between this and the Ringu, but I believe this is the next film that was well regarded by him, which was Dark Water. I absolutely love this one. Such a good Japanese horror film, and I can't get enough of Japanese horror. They're so awesome. It's like my favorite genre. The genre of Japanese horror is probably my favorite genre. They make some of the best films because they're so thoughtful, so beautiful. They're not full of special effects. They tell really good stories. They are genuinely unsettling, and they're very intelligent. And they just got everything I'm looking for in a horror film, quite honestly. And I get disappointed by a lot of the Western horror films I see because they just don't compare. Not to say they aren't good ones, but I just don't see a lot of comparison between the Western horror and the Japanese horror a lot of time. But I absolutely love Hideo Nakata's Dark Water film. I've seen multiple times, and it's a really good and settling horror film about a young woman moving into a apartment building with a young daughter. She's a single mother as the apartment building goes very crazy, and it's a really good film, that one. So Hideo Nakata's Dark Water is definitely one that you should watch if you have not done so already. The next one is Metropolis. I think I have to put it this way because this is the way that the text is written. So this is Metropolis. This is the film by Fritz Lang. This one's got a nice little booklet here. Let me get it. It's got like an art booklet, I believe. So let me get this. Oh, God damn it. I'm getting it. There we go. It's got the art booklet there. Oh, we got a nice little background there of the city in the film as well. Very nice. And this is an amazing film from 1927. It's so ahead of its time. But this is a nice little art book of the film. It's a really incredible film. The fact this was made in 1927 is mind-blowing to me. It always wows me. And this always wows me more than any visual effect you can throw at me. I know a lot of modern blockbusters will throw an uncannily realistic looking dinosaur in the camera and it will show you this unbelievably rendered starship. But nothing wows me more than practical effects that are so tangible and they're well constructed and they're right there, you can almost touch them. And that is the case with this one. There's so many sets and costumes, not to mention, it's crazy I landed on this page, but this is the robot in the film, which is one of the first robots ever featured in films ever. It's the Mash and Mensch, is what it's called. It's the robot that is heavily featured in the film, and it's stunning design, quite honestly. Obviously, you can see there that the design is very similar to C-3PO. George Lucas was inspired by this design when he did Star Wars, and he made C-3PO look similar to this humanoid design here. And it's just an amazing film, quite honestly. It's one that I really love. It takes a little bit of an adjusting when you first watch it, perhaps, because it's not got the same pace as a lot of modern films, but once you're into it, I think it's absolutely incredible. Really love Metropolis. Put that nice little pile there. Right, there we go. Right, so next one we got here is Pan's Labyrinth, and you've got a nice little quote. Let's have a look. Show there from Jonathan Ross. You can see there at the top. You can't see it very well, but it says Jonathan Ross in 2006 said, "This film is a real triumph." He said triumph is what he said. But yeah, love a bit of Wassy. But Pan's Labyrinth is really good. Love Pan's Labyrinth. I think it's probably my favorite film of Guillermo del Toro. His Spanish films are always better than his Western films, and it makes sense because that's the language that he knows. But I do love Guillermo del Toro. I think he's a really gifted, visionary filmmaker, and the design of the fawn in this film is amazing. And you can see there, the fawn there. You see it right there. There we go, right there, the fawn featured in the film. Really great stuff, this film. Love it. Really dark fantasy film set amidst the backdrop of World War II, and I need to watch this again, actually, because it's been a while since I've seen it, but it's one of my favourites. It's quite an extraordinary film, really awesome. Can't wait to see that again. Quite honestly, just the effects. I've never seen effects look quite the way they do in this film, with the practical effects of the fawn. I think some of the best effects I've ever seen. I love it, really love it. Really great dark fantasy film, Pan's Labyrinth. Really good, that one. The next one is a film I've never actually seen fully, and that is the Lord of the Rings. So that is the Lord of the Rings animated film. So I've never seen the original animated film of Lord of the Rings. Obviously, I'm a massive fan of Lord of the Rings. My name is obviously Smaugh, and I'm a massive fan of the books. I love Tolkien. But I've never seen this Ralph Bakshi animated film, and I know that this film had the rotoscope in for the film. The characters were animated based on the actors' movements, which is an animation style that became quite popular during this time. And I believe it originated in Snow White, I believe. And it's something I really want to see. I know they did a sequel to this where they combined Two Towers and Return of the King. I believe they abbreviated it, which is a bit of a shame. You want to give them as much time as they can possibly have. And people will shit on Hobbit, but I think the Hobbit films are great, quite honestly. I love them, and I know people say that they shouldn't have been a trilogy, it should have been 2 parts, but the fact is that it makes business sense to do 3 films. And I don't blame him necessarily for doing that, because there's a nice poetry in 3 films, in a trilogy. And I love the Hobbit films. I think they're great. There's a lot of revisionist history about the Hobbit films now, I think. I think people are really starting to appreciate them for the great films that they are. They're great fantasy films, quite honestly. And I want to see Lord of the Rings. I'm really excited to see this, the original animated film, because I've not seen it there. So I'm going to have a nice little look at that. And the final Blu-ray I got here, a bit bittersweet, this one, in light of recent events. So this is the Batman motion picture anthology. That's it there. So I've seen Batman Returns when I was a kid, and I believe I've seen Batman Forever I don't think I've ever seen Batman and Robin, and a lot of people say I'm blessed for not having seen it, but there's a part of me that does want to see it. And obviously, I want to give a big shout out to Val Kilmer, the great Val Kilmer we lost recently, and I'm very sad about that because he was a great actor. I didn't have an affinity for him from Batman because I didn't really have much of an attachment to that, but I remember his role as Doc Holliday in Tombstone and Jim Morrison in Doors, the really dramatic roles that he took. I think he was really phenomenal in those. And he's a really great actor. And it was nice seeing him in Top Gun Maverick again recently as well, because he was one of the greats. And God damn it, getting emotional because he was a great actor, really great actor. And it'd be great to see him again in Batman Forever. I'm gonna watch Batman Forever again in his honor, and probably some of his other films as well. I would love to see because he's a great movie star. He made a lot of great films. Val Kilmer, and I also want to mention as well the film Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. He was very great in that, and that is one of his funniest roles. I'd say he's really great in that one. So yeah, these are the Batman films. I'm a fan of Batman as well. I do like Batman as a character, but I've not seen these in quite a while. And I was also thinking about this because I watched The Flash again recently, and I think The Flash is one of the greatest comic book films, quite honestly. I absolutely adore it. It's one of the most emotional for me, for sure. The supermarket scene, my god. But I want to watch these again, quite honestly, so I'm going to give these another go, I think, in Val's honor. So that is the case with that. So that is the pile, guys. That is the pile of Blu-rays that I got here. There we go. See the spines there. So yeah, guys, let me know what you've picked up as well. If you picked up anything, you can tell me if you picked up any games as well, any PS5 games or anything like that. I'd be interested to know. And I really appreciate it, Smauglings. Like I said, I'm going to be working on the Last of Us Season 1 review. So I'm going to aim to work on that and get that done. But I really appreciate you watching, Smaughlings. It's been a lovely showing these off, and I will see you soon. So you guys take care, and I will see you soon.